السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته طلاب قسم اللغة الإنجليزية المرحلة الرابعة في بيت اللغات. نرحب بكم وجه الترحيب. اليوم عندنا قصيدة جديدة في الشعر poetry. القصيدة اسمها Miniver Cheevy. Miniver Cheevy القصيدة Miniver Cheevy قصيدة كتبت من قبل إدوارد أرلينغتون روبنسون. He is an American poet, and this poet, هذا الشاعر, is famous for creating characters who are failure, who are misfits. أشخاص شخوص شعرية. هاي الشخوص الشعرية عادة يكون أشخاص يدل على فشلهم، أشخاص يعني فاشلين بحياتهم. لذلك كتعبير عنه أنه المودرنزم. يعني هاي القصيدة هي تمثل الحداثة في الأدب. نحن نقرأ first كل two stanzas نقرأها ونشرحها. stanza 1 Miniver Cheevy اللي هو هذا عندنا Miniver Cheevy هذا اسم character is a child of scorn, grew lean while he assailed the seasons. He wept that he was ever born, and he had reasons. Miniver loved the days of old, when swords were bright and steeds were prancing. The vision of a warrior bold would set him dancing. Miniver Cheevy is our character, always found a refuge in the nostalgia of the past. Miniver is a kindly, a romantic character. The poet, which is Robinson, chooses a name to suggest his, let's say, his oddity, his insignificance, his eccentricity. اختار اسم هذا الاسم هو Miniver Cheevy على هو اسم غريب يدل على نوع من أنواع الفراء. They say fur, in which those royal characters, they wear a kind of coat made of fur, as if this character is dreaming of the past, as if he's, let's say, a warrior, as if he's a kind of king, but in reality he's not. So Miniver Cheevy is a kind of character who dreams of romantic idealism. يحلم بالمثاليات, لكن he's far away from pragmatism. He's far away from realism. If you look at the first line, you see he's a child of scorn. He's a child of scorn, suggesting that he is insignificant. He's born in a kind of community which does not care about him. Okay, his character seems to have been shaped on the contempt for others. Let's say he hates others. And he grew clean. He grew lean. lean معناه ضعيف، على الرغم انه يكبر بالعمر لكن هو كل ما يكبر كل ما يضعف. And became fragile as he wrestled against the seasons. He hated the fact that he was ever born. هو يكره انه يعني فكرة انه انولد اصلا. He wept, he's crying that he was ever born. هو نادم او يندم، هو كاره فكرة انه اصلا انولد. Stanza 2, you see, he loved the days of old, when swords were bright and steeds are prancing. Steeds هي نوع من أنواع الحصون, horses. Okay. يحلم في وقت بالماضي اللي تكون به يعني الفرسان حاملين السورds, السيوف, and this is a kind of vision of a warrior. He's just imagining himself that he's one of those warriors, great warriors who's riding a horse and he's holding a sword and he's fighting, let's say, evils, etc. So he longed for the days of the past. He longed for the pastness of the past. He rather aspired for days in which valiant men engage in a sword fight. He was obsessed with a knight in armor. Such thoughts of the medieval romance set him in a seventh heaven. هاي الأفكار اللي إنه يتخيل نفسه هو مقاتل، هو فارس هالفرسان ويحمل swords and he's riding a horse. This is a vision of warrior would set him dancing. يعني شنو makes him happy. Would set him dancing, it makes him happy. Just thinking about the past, that he's one of the great warriors, and he's holding swords, and he's fighting the evils, and he's riding the horses, and in which he's wearing a great, let's say, coat of fur, made him different, and he is good. It makes him happy. Stanza 3. Miniver sighed for what was not, and dreamed and rested from his labors. He dreamed of Thebsen camelets and Priam neighbors. Miniver moaned the ripe renown that made so many a name so fragrant. He moaned romance now in the town, and art a vagrant. Here we have different names, allusions to Thebes, which is this is a kind of city, Thebes, Camelot, and Troy. Again, indicate the source of Miniver's love of the past. ضمن المدن اللي هو ثابس وكاملت وبرايم، ضمن المدن غريقية مشهورة يحاولون يبحثون عليها. He's referring to himself as if he's part of the history of these cities. He's a part of Greek people. That's why he loves the past. For all three cities, which are the centers of legendary cycles, هاي المدن كلها مشتركات من عندها انه مدن مناطق إغريقية مشهورة بالlegendary cycles, let's say legendary cycles. Prime neighbors including of course Hector. من هاي المناطق نقدر نشوف characters just like, for example, Achilles, Ulysses, Agamemnon, all of the rest, all those heroes, legendary heroes. So the character here, our character Miniver Cheevy, he's imagining himself for, as if, let's say, he's part of this tradition of what? Legendary heroes. He's part of this tradition of legendary heroes of Agamemnon, heroes of, for example, Priam series, heroes of Camelot heroes. He's part of Thebes heroes, you see. That's why he moaned the ripe renown. Okay, we continue. The character in the poem complains his present situation. That's why he moaned, you see. Miniver moaned the ripe renown that made so many a name so fragrant. He moaned romance now in the town, and art and fragrance. He's as if he's mourning for the loss of those legendary heroes, for the lost legendary days, and he complains his present situations. He scorns his untimely birth in the modern time. كأنما هو بينقد نفسه إنه أنا شلون ولدت في وقت يعني بعيد كل البعد عن الوقت الماضي، الأوقات اللي ولدت بها الأبطال، أمثال أغمنون، أمثال أكيليس، هيلين، هكتور. دول الأبطال الإغريقيين الكبار. يقول أنا المفروض أن انولد بذاك الوقت. As if he's hating his untimely birth in modern times. He wishes to be born كأنما هو يتمنى أنه he was born in the medieval time where bravery and courage were counted. لذلك هو يتمنى لو أنه انولد في غير هذا الوقت، يتمنى أنه ما انولد في وقت الحداثة، يتمنى أنه ما انولد في هذا الزمان، يتمنى أنه انولد في زمان الإغريقيين اللي كانوا الأبطال والفرسان مشهورين بشجاعتهم إلى آخره. Continue stanza 5 and 6. Miniver loved the mid-sea, and Alibadi had never seen one. He would have sinned insistently could he have been one. Miniver cursed the commonplace and eyed khaki suit with loathing. He missed the medieval grace of iron clothing. Miniver ardently desired to be one of the mid-sea. Mid-sea, ميدسي هي معروفة بمملكة ميدسي was actually powerful rulers of Florence during the Renaissance. ميدسي هي عائلة أو مملكة ميدسي حكمت مدينة فلورنس أثناء عصر النهضة في إيطاليا. هي وش يتمنى إنه يكون هو جزء من هاي العائلة، لكن مع ذلك هو ما كان هو يعني من ولد ذاك الوقت. He did not even catch a glimpse of a single member of Medici family. He did not, for example, tarnish his unconditional love for them. He failed to comprehend that he had been one among the Medici. He would have become a consistent, and he actually, this kind of family, this powerful rulers of Florence, known as Medici, they are famous for being sinful. They are being sinful. كانوا مشهورين انهم كثيري ارتكاب الذنوب، لكن هو غفل عنهم انه لو كان هو جزء من هاي العادة اذا كان ذنب حالة من حالة مثل شو نقول he would have been sinned consistently يعني بشكل مستمر. So if he had been one of them, he would have become consistent sinner, as they were notorious for their lasciviousness and wayward ways. Their evils far outweighed the fact they patronized the arts. Those family, they are known for they patronize the art, they value arts. Miniver despised the common folk and thought of himself to be superior to them. Miniver cursed commonplace. ومعنى cursed يعني هو يلعن الناس البسطاء. بس لحد الآن لو تنتبهوا كل الأفكار اللي جت بباله إنه يحكي يعني يفكر بالناس العظماء القادة رؤساء ملوك، لكن هو يكره commonplace, those common people. So Miniver cursed the commonplace and eyed khaki suits with loathing. يكرههم الناس البسطاء. Okay, so Miniver despised the common folk and thought himself to be superior to them. يفكر إنه كأنما هو شخص أعلى من عندهم. He preferred glistening armor to commonplace khaki. You see that he missed the kind of medieval race of iron clothing. He's preferring wearing what they call iron clothing rather than to be one of the commonplace, to be one of those let's say people who are simple people.